guys so much. As I said, we are remembering 9/11 today. In fact, we should never forget. We should never forget. And I've asked Todd Herder to come and share because he has kind of a unique story that is related to 9/11 and his relationship to Jesus Christ. And so I'm going to ask Todd if he would come at this point and share a little bit of his testimony with all of you. And then, if there are others who would like to share with us for a moment or two, we want to open it up to you as well before we look at God's Word today. Todd?
Thanks, Pastor. Well, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Do I have 30 minutes? I don't. Was it 3? I couldn't remember. That's, just one digit, Yeah, I guess, 10, 11 years ago, I wasn't a Christian. I kind of, met Jen, and I kind of did my own thing, not really thinking about my past, just figured my past, what does that mean, especially like in school with history, I didn't care about history because, hey, if I was supposed to know something back then, I would have been born back then. But it kind of started, a few weeks before September 11th, I was having some bad dreams. Just some dreams I just couldn't understand and couldn't really explain. And, I was just kind of thinking, well, it's like everybody says, it's just unprocessed garbage, it's thoughts throughout the day, they mean nothing. And so I knew something bad was going to happen, but I couldn't quite place it. And I remember, which most people probably do, where they were when Twin Towers were hit. I was at the printing company that I worked for, and they actually rolled a TV out so we could watch it. And at first I'm like, where's this guy flying this plane at? It's like, how could you hit something like that? It's in your way. And then we heard that there was another plane, and that's when we were like, well, this isn't an accident, this was on purpose. So, then after that, after, 9/11 with, everything going on, and, it brought people together, but I was still having these dreams, and I just couldn't quite place what was going on. And then a few weeks went by, and I was still, having bad dreams, and it finally got bad enough to where I dreamt that our bedroom is right above the stairs. So if our stairs are right coming up through here, our bedroom is like right here. So what I did is I dreamt that the devil was coming up after me. So it was like I could see the devil in one corner, and I could see a light in another. The light was doing nothing. It was just bright. The devil was doing this. There was no talking, no nothing. And I remember just laying in bed, trying to scream at the top of my lungs. I couldn't say anything. I couldn't say a word. All I could do was kind of mumble. I tried talking, just mumble. I couldn't get anything out. It's like my mouth was sewn shut. I couldn't do a thing. And it was probably the one time in my life that I was really, truly afraid. I've always been outgoing, not afraid of anything. And in that day, when that dream happened, it was an eye-opener. So I laid there, and it probably took 5 minutes in the dream, but it felt like it was hours and hours and hours and weeks. It just seemed to, the force that he had to pull me towards him was so unbearable. And the only way I could get away from that force of him trying to pull me towards him was by looking at the light. And that's when I could stop the pull. It was like a gravitational pull. Well, this dream kind of recurred. I kind of had to sleep with the lights on. And if my wife knows me, I like it dark when I sleep. I don't like any light. Even the moon shining in the window keeps me awake. So, with that, it's like, well, how am I going to process this? At first, when I finally was able to scream, and then Jen asked me, "Are you okay?" I says, "Oh, just a bad dream. Just a bad dream." She goes, "Well, you want to talk about it?" "No, I don't talk about it." I was kind of afraid to even say anything. It's like, men don't have dreams like that. Men don't have problems like just brush stuff off. You know, you cut your arm off, oh, I still got another one. So you just keep moving on, you know, you don't worry about details like that. But, you know, a few weeks after that, I started, you know, I was having the dream of, you know, something's going to happen to Jen's grandma. And then her grandma passed away, you know, Grandma Edie. And it was, you know, then I was thinking, you know, I finally talked to Jen about my dream, and, you know, and we were discussing things, and I was wondering what I could do, and, you know, it helped to talk through it, but, you know, I was also considering, you know, professional help, you know, could I see a counselor, you know. I've tried other, you know, reading, trying, researching, nothing I could do would take that away. And then we were at a get-together for Edie passed away at Grandpa's house, and there was a few there talking about what Christ has done for them. You know, how He's changed their lives. And I'm thinking, yeah, whatever. You know, I was not a believer at the time, and I was like, yeah, I'm not sure. But then some kind of force came over me, and I'm sure it was, you know, Christ saying, you know, this is what you need. You need this. This will help you. And that's when I just broke down and I accepted Christ, and that night was the first night I could sleep without the lights on. And I guess the thing is do I still think about what happened to me? Yes. Do I still think about that dream? Yes, I do. I don't dwell on it as much, but I think it's a reminder for me that, you know, of my past, and was I being punished somehow? I mean, I went through all these scenarios, but the real end of it was for me, was Christ had to do something with me to smack me hard. You know, it's like, just subtle stuff doesn't work for me. You got to take that brick and throw it. You got to hit me with the brick to get me to realize sometimes. And that's what it took. And Christ says, you know, this is what's going to change your life, and here's how you need to know it. And if it takes the devil coming up your stairs after you, so be it. And that's what He did. So, you know, for me, September 11th has no meaning, because before it I wasn't a Christian, and now afterwards, because of what happened with the events and with the devil coming for me, and, you know, and I think about all the servicemen that are out there, you know, giving their life for our safety. And I think of Christ. He you know, He paid a debt that He didn't have to pay for a debt that we owe that we couldn't pay. And I'm so grateful that Christ died for all of us, for me and for everyone, so we could have an eternal life with Him. So, thank you.